Well, there have been many factors. I think the fallout from the September 2008 financial crisis has been particularly felt hard in the United States. Unemployment is double-digit, or has been for the last 6 to 9 months. And it's always hard in a time of recession to ask the American people to cop another tax, and that's one of the reasons why cap and trade has failed in the United States. Other factors include the Climategate and the Glaciergate scandals. These are areas where IPCC scientists have either hid inconvenient evidence or cooked the books, so to speak. And the Copenhagen conference in December last year, that failed to reach any kind of a verifiable, enforceable and legally binding agreement to reduce global emissions. I think in Australia also, the rise of Tony Abbott politically has had a huge impact. It meant that the government could not get its legislation through the Senate. Well, I think to be fair to President Obama, he only became president in late January 2009, and his overriding priority were not only the Afghanistan war, but also the fallout from the financial crisis, where unemployment soared dramatically in the United States. He's had other pressing priorities, such as reducing the skyrocketing levels of debt and deficit. He's also had the great problem with financial reform and now immigration reform. I think it was easier in hindsight for Prime Minister Rudd to pass legislation when he had that window of opportunity throughout the course of 2009. The Ghana reports had been revealed in the second half of 2008. He had a relatively speaking compliant Liberal opposition leader with whom he could do business, but he didn't push the issue as hard as he probably could have. Well, I think that Australia has weathered the global financial storm. I mean, unemployment here is only 5, maybe 5.5%. In the United States, it's almost double that level. And at a time of high unemployment, it's very difficult for congressmen and senators, especially in an election year, to go around to some of these Rust Belt seats, Plains seats, southern states, and say to their constituents, vote for me, I'll raise your taxes so that I can help China and India become more energy efficient and more economically competitive. It's a hard sell. In Australia, although we didn't have a recession, the political climate has been more conducive for Kevin Rudd, but even still, when he's faced with a tough-minded, principled Liberal opposition leader who's prepared to go out on the hustings and fight the fight against the ETS, saying that it's a great big new tax that will be economic pain for no environmental gain when the rest of the world is not playing ball, it's also a tough task for the Prime Minister to get that legislation through. I think we can expect Mexico City to be another Copenhagen. That is, don't expect any kind of legally binding, enforceable, verifiable agreement. If the United States, which accounts for 20% of all greenhouse gases, can't lead on this issue, then there is no way that China and India, that are chugging along the smoky path to prosperity, are going to make deep cuts.